back in Salt Lake City, Utah for one of the premier matches of the morning as Martin Mulkerrins from Ireland, from Galway, comes up against Emmett Peixoto. My name is Dave Vincent alongside David Fink.
And Dave, if we could just come to the booth for one quick second here. I'm sitting here with the Race for 8 Super Bowl championship here, Dave. This is sterling silver here. This will be one team's accomplishment, Dave. You will see 4 guys holding up this trophy. There'll probably be some Dom Perignon in there, Dave, knowing what this means to everybody.
Now, of course, that'll be...
I mean, this is heavy, Dave. I know I'm not as strong as you.
It is heavy. It is heavy. Yes.
I actually need 2 hands.
I mean, I just, with my little pinky, it's...
Right.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, so you're that guy.
Yeah, but with you, I guess it's 2 hands.
And
this here is the Players' Championship Cup that will be on display all day long and weekend long here in Salt Lake City, but also in Seattle, Washington in a couple weeks. As we go courtside now to get ready for Emmett Peixoto and Martin Mulkerrins, our referee is Aaron Garner. This match is about ready to begin. Marquee match of the tournament thus far, I would say, from those that are watching this young Martin Mulkerrins.
All right, Emmett, you're serving. Let's get it going.
From Ireland and tracking his progress, ranked number 14 in Ireland, but that's like you said, a rolling 2 years.
24-month ranking.
Score is 0, serve 0.
But I think Emmett's going to go out and show everybody why he's still an elite player.
Yeah.
He certainly realizes that there's a lot of Martin Mulkerrins fans out there. You're going to see him rise his game up just a little bit because of that, I think, Dave.
That's a terrible start for Martin.
Point.
Emmett's got a very good touch on that underhand lob. It just seems to pin you in that back corner, and you almost don't have a full swing because the back wall is obstructing your backswing.
Well, I think the key with Emmett is pace. He just knows how to put the right pace on the ball where you don't feel comfortable coming in and trying to fly it.
Second serve.
You let it take that one bounce, and then all of a sudden you're very defensive. Terrible return again.
2 of the worst shots you could ever hit from Martin to start this match.
2, serve 0.
I think it's safe to say Martin might be a little nervous.
Second serve.
I know I am.
Well, there's an interview soon to debut. Is terrible start now for Martin with Emmett Peixoto, and the interviewer, Dave, asked him, what's it like now to be one of the guys that's
short ball,
that's hunted? You know, you came up at 18 or 19 years old and you looked up to these guys like John Bike and Dave Chapman and Toddy Silvera. Now you're that guy that young guys are looking up to, and this is a good example of it here. A guy like Martin Mulkerrins, who knows of Emmett Peixoto. He studies the game, Dave. So you have to think there's some nerves coming in from Martin.
Martin's playing behind the dotted line for all of these rallies against Emmett. He hasn't even stepped over it yet.
And Martin has to be thinking, what is going on here? I've hit 4 shots in this rally that would have ended the rally against anybody else, and it's still going. And don't forget, we are at altitude.
And there's that
side out.
First missed shot from Emmett Peixoto. Now Martin's into the service box. He's got an awesome serve to the left. I'm not sure if he realizes that Emmett is a great return of service to the left.
Short ball. Short.
I agreed with our referee there.
I thought it was good.
Okay. That was just on the line.
We're appealing.
I don't have line judges yet. Does anybody want to be a lines judge?
So frustrating. Emmett's going to take this time to continually warm up. This is really an unfair advantage here. Emmett, who likes to warm up for 30 minutes or so ahead of time, elects to warm up onto the show court instead of a back court. And now Emmett's not completely warm. Now because they're looking for line judges, Emmett gets to go in there and warm up more.
But it's like we talked about, Dave. You can go out and kick field goals during timeouts.
I'm not blaming Emmett.
Okay.
I'm not blaming him. The system is wrong when the referee has not completely already got his line judges. So unfortunately, the referee has lost his severance.
Both agree. We do have 2 line judges now.
They got 2 line judges, and the line judges they picked didn't know they were line judging, but they both agreed with that short ball.
Right.
Crazy. Let's pull 2 referees out of 2 umpires out of the stands at a Dodger game, and then see if they also agree with the call.
1 serves 3.
1 serves 3.
Point.
beautiful kill shot right there from Martin Mulkerrins, 1 inch high. Ball checks up on the right wall. He puts it down.
3.
It's going to be a match. Martin is certainly nervous. Great pass shot, but just Emmett catches up to him. Emmett catches up again. Should be a replay, and it is called one. Unbelievable. Martin just made one of the best pass shots of the tournament. Emmett just flipped it to the back wall.
2 serves 3.
And then ended up saving the rally by getting a screen. That ball sounded like it broke. Martin hits a heavy ball, Dave.
I agree with you, Dave. It's a kind of ball that pushes you back, and that's an amazing revolving door. Dave, I've noticed with the Irish whip, so much more effective using that revolving door. If you watch Charlie Shanks, he's automatic with that shot.
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but maybe in Ireland they actually teach it, because those players that I've seen have great revolving door success. Duxie Walsh was great at it as well.
Still is. Martin overhitting a little bit right now, but he's getting away with it because the balls are just so hard. That's off his back foot. You can't end rallies against Emmett off your back foot.
Martin looks good in here.
Well, to me, Dave, Martin's the future of this sport.
3 serves.
And this guy's got the Irish whip. He's got power. He's got the sidearm whip.
But he does not have a nickname from you yet.
Well, he's not at that level yet, Dave.
Okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
He's got Andy Net looks. Oh, good shot right there from Emmett, right down the gun's barrel is our camera angle. Justin Garrad does incredible camera work, Dave. That's a short ball. Very slow call from the referee.
Second serve.
I don't understand that serve from Emmett. Martin will be living and going to school at Texas A&M next semester, Dave. He'll be starting there August 10th. We'll be expecting to see him at all of the race stops in the fall of the Race for 8-3 season. He'll be staying with a good friend of ours, Will Van Brunt.
Well, he's going to make Will's game better.
Martin tells me that he's playing and training at least 5 days a week, both in the court by himself and doing the hard yards. Also has a chance to spar with Robbie McCarthy from time to time. He said Robbie McCarthy, Dave, in an unrelated story, plays 3 handball matches a day, 7 days a week. And the only person I've ever seen play that many matches is you, Dave.
So Robbie and I do have something in common then.
Well,
because the rumor around here is that we didn't.
I've heard that rumor, and it's frustrated me because I know. People are actually talking about that. The question here, Dave, is will TFB have the stamina to stay with the Rock?
Side out.
Excuse me, TBF.
Four serves 3.
Okay, I'll bite.
Okay. TBF, of course, Dave. Martin the Babyface Mulkerrins.
Okay. Well, as long as that's not disparaging.
Well, don't you want to have a baby face? I want to look like I'm younger than I am. I happen to look 15 years older than I am.
Dave Chapman has a baby face. Little contact, no call from the referee.
Dave, is this a round of 16 match? Can't believe this.
Well, this should be a round of 8 match, and there's a miss hit right there from Martin.
Side out.
Remember, Dave, Emmett was 1 point from being in the semifinals of the last event, where he finished 6th. Lost to Charlie Shanks in overtime, who was the #1 seed there.
Appeal it then. All right, he's appealing. What'd you see? Second line judge. Hello?
Emmett's going to get into the TBF's head a little bit here, Dave. Kind of catch you a little bit off guard.
Ball stand, second serve.
Break your concentration. And Dave, you know all about that.
See how Emmett's able to just flip that ball. And then Martin's making these,
Point.
going for the kill shots though, but missing. Emmett, another point.
5 serves 3.
Emmett will sneak one to the right here. Martin gets too far over to the left.
Great get from Martin.
Smart shot from Martin. That's the 4th time Emmett's gone to the back wall first.
You have to think, Dave, that TBF is probably the most improved player in handball over the last 3 years. It was 3 years ago he played Desi Keegan, a good friend of ours, who we want to say hello to and also congratulate on his engagement. But it was Desi Keegan beating Martin 21-0, 21-5 in a provincial final in Ireland. That was just 3 years ago. Now here Martin is, you know, a top 15 player in Ireland. He's qualified here.
3 serves 5.
You'd have to think if he played Desi right now, that's a very close match. So it goes to show you, Dave, what a lot of hard work can do and some maturity.
That was point.
I agree with Aaron.
Well, Martin breaks over the top there, Dave. Nice
4
reverse.
serves 5.
That play was so far away from where that hinder would have happened.
Second
I
serve.
really don't know what Emmett was thinking. If he did see the ball, he wasn't going to fly it.
That was close to being a double fault. And those do hurt.
Replay.
Where was Martin supposed to go with that ball?
I think Martin had the right side wall, an opening.
4 plays 5.
That screen we have in front of us is not actually a teleprompter, so.
I wish it was.
An amazing get from Emmett. And Emmett is all over that shot too and just missed it. Was he going for a soft flip kill there, Dave? Not usually his shot.
I think he's just going to stick his left out and have it go into that corner. Terrible serve.
I went in the court yesterday, Dave, to get some still shots of Martin serving. He was serving balls behind himself to the left, and I mean these were just bullets. They were double bouncing with a natural.
5 serves 5.
Didn't pull it off there though.
We're all together at 5 on the scoreboard.
Second serve.
That was a good return from Martin.
Yeah, excellent.
Emmett just retrieves everything, Dave. Gets his hand on every ball that you hit.
There's a big setup. And you see how low Martin lets
out.
that drop? And that's one of those balls, Dave, that hits the crack and stays down a little bit lower than you expect, and Martin adjusts. He hit that parallel with the floor
5
from
serves 5.
25 feet. Martin not
ball.
staying down in his serve to the right, Dave. You can see him coming up.
Second serve.
He's not keeping that back knee flex, and that's why he's coming up short. That's a terrible serve. And Emmett with a bad return. Amazing get, though. Oh, great shot from Emmett.
It's a side out.
Dave, do you think that Emmett's amazing retrieving ability hurts his shot making somewhat because he knows, well, you know, I'm just going to get to everything anyway?
Well, he's a shot maker too. Sometimes when he puts it all together,
5 serves
the
5.
retrieving and the shot making in the same tournament, he's deadly. I don't know if he relies too much on it. If he relies a little bit too much on his retrieving
6 serves 5.
and gets into a comfort zone of just flipping balls back. Other times he gets really aggressive and he becomes impossible to beat that way, like that.
It's point.
Every time Martin has caught Emmett, tied the score, Emmett breaks off with a 2 or 3 point run.
7 serves 5.
And remember, Emmett did start with a very easy 3-0 run. Martin handed him the first 3 points. We'll see if that comes back to haunt Martin.
I love that shot. You see how Martin's footwork is just so
Right out.
well, very much like Katrina Casey. He gets into a spot and knows exactly where he's going to stand and then takes that one last step and puts the ball down.
5 serves 7.
It almost seems like he's not going to be in position, but he gets himself set. That's a great serve.
That's the serve you're talking about.
I don't know how Emmett returns that, and he defends it too.
Side out.
Emmett hit a Dan Armijo-like kill shot there off the back wall. Take a little off, 2 inches high.
7 serves 5.
And look at that power.
Side out.
Very difficult to overpower Emmett. And that time, Martin put everything into that shot. He uncoiled his body and just drilled that shot.
I think there's a little natural hook underneath
5
that,
serves
too.
7.
Emmett tried to short hop it. I think Martin had a nice little hook on it.
That's a terrible serve from Martin. Difficult to find a serve that works against Emmett because he does have a great return of serve. But Martin's going to have to find some kind of serve. Surprised Emmett didn't shoot that. And here's
This
a
should
setup.
be down right here. Wow. How does Emmett get all of these?
I thought you had a clean look at it, man. That's a good get, but I still think you had a good clear view of it. Just because.
I thought he had a clear view as well.
Sorry, we're calling that a point.
Well, you know, Dave, it's one of those plays where maybe he was screened a little bit, but what else can you
6
do with that
serves
shot?
7.
It's literally right on the wall, and you're sprinting towards it.
That was the shot that I said wow on. Here it is right there. He feels that he's screened. I don't know what he's going to do if he's not screened, right?
Is he talking about the shot on the wall or the last shot that ended the rally?
No, the shot on the wall before that.
Okay.
Oh, and then Martin just slides that ball perfectly.
And Emmett misses that with the open court.
Now
7
Emmett's
serves 7.
chirping at Martin just a little bit in there. Emmett, for those that have played against him, he's not confrontational
He's not?
with his opponents.
He's not?
Not against those that he respects.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I needed to reword that.
Yeah. Well, I
He has
appreciate
played
the
you.
clarification. Martin calmly goes into the back wall there. And he hits that hard enough at the right spin that it takes the downspin off the front wall. I'm surprised Emmett wasn't prepared for that. Emmett took a full swing there, Dave, and we'll take a replay there. On a ball that hits the back wall, front wall with that kind of pace, you have to use that paddle swing so you can follow the ball down. The sidearm swing just doesn't get down to the ball quite quickly enough, and then you see what happens there, which is catching the ball on the bottom of your hand and hitting it in the floor. That'll happen almost every time.
Well, let's take a look at that replay if we have it available.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're
And here it is.
doing other things.
Martin gives Emmett a huge setup here. Emmett has to be frustrated that he doesn't put that away, and then he's got this and just makes a sloppy air.
I think the problem with that is that Emmett knew instantly when that ball was hit that he was going to hit the ball to the left. If Emmett would have just paddled up to the right, he might have had a better result there. But you see, Emmett really wanted to take that ball to the left, and when that ball jumped away off the front wall, he was still thinking, I'm going to the left here. He should just went with it. It's like I tell my stepson who's in baseball, if the pitcher throws outside to you, just go with it over the first baseman's head. Don't try to hit it all. He wants to hit everything to third base or the shortstop. He's a right-handed batter.
Yeah.
So
He
they throw
rolls over
away,
the top a little bit too much.
well, he needs to just go with it.
Yeah.
Push the ball over that second baseman or first baseman's head. Sometimes in handball, we get our decision made a little too early.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit this down the left wall with just a little bit of, just
All right,
take a little
10
bit
minutes,
off of it,
Martin
let the ball
serve
die.
8 to
Adam
7.
Sandler just go with it and got Brooklyn Decker.
Well,
I know you remember that.
yeah.
Then Jennifer Aniston. So that's what happens when you just go with it.
8 serve 7.
Sorry to ruin your moment. But I did. Good power there from Emmett.
Side out.
I think Martin just couldn't react to that one quickly enough,
7 serves 8.
and then it didn't come off the back wall.
Well, it double bounced before the back wall. That's a strange one to let go. He could have just stuck a paw out.
Well, it turned out to be a very good timeout for
Point.
Emmett as he gets the side out and then a quick point. Martin needs to leave his feet there, Dave, on that corner kill from Emmett.
8
If
serves 8.
Martin leaves his feet, he's got better body control, and he can throw that ball back down the left. And that is what Emmett wants you to do right there. Martin again
Good
needs to
point.
leave his feet, but Emmett wants you to shoot the corners on that underhand lob serve because he's right there. If it's not a flat rollout, and I mean
9
2
serves
inches
8.
high or lower, Emmett will re-kill.
But he also wants you to go to the roof because he's comfortable playing up there.
Oh, he's excellent at the roof. But, you know, Dave, what I believe is the greatest strength of Emmett's game is his
Point.
poise. He's not overwhelmed. If he goes in there against a guy that starts hot, he might get down 10 or 11-0. We've seen that before. He stays within himself, and he'll just keep clawing himself back. And
10
it's
serves
apparent
8.
here against a guy like Martin, who he hasn't seen before, who's playing great ball. But Emmett, he won't be taken out of his game. And I can tell you, Dave, I remember watching Emmett play Sean Lenning in 3-wall at the last 3-wall nationals that Emmett went to, 2008. Actually, Dave, I'm sorry, it was 2007. And there's a slight mishit from Emmett, but Sean just blitzes Emmett 21-3 in the first game. It looked like Emmett doesn't even belong on the court. Sean's up 9-2 in the second game, and Emmett's just undeterred, comes back and wins that second game 21-10, outscoring him 18-1. Then Emmett's up 3-0 in the tiebreaker before double faulting and losing all the momentum. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing Emmett can do.
Well, we saw that exact same thing happen when Dave Chapman was rolling through the bracket at the Nationals in Toledo. And he defeated Emmett just like he defeated everybody else leading up to that point. And then Emmett came back and got him in the second game, got him in the tiebreaker, and denied Dave Chapman of winning that 3-wall championship. He did eventually win it later, but
I've even seen that when Emmett had played Paul Brady one time. You remember at the Nationals in Kansas City, Paul Brady jumped out on a 13-0 run. Emmett came back and tied at 13 in both games, actually. Emmett losing both those games, but that's the kind of poise that he has. And that's difficult, Dave, as a competitor, to stay within yourself when your opponent's outscoring you 10, 11 to 1 or 0.
Well, you play Emmett Peixoto, you have to be on top of your kill shot game, making no errors whatsoever, because he doesn't make a lot of errors. He gets a lot of gets, though.
All right, guys, time in.
But he gives himself opportunities because of those gets. Conversely, Martin has missed about 4 or 5 just crazy hand errors here, Dave.
All right, time in score is 12, serves 8.
And if he had those back, you would see a tied score here.
Well, Emmett is on fire now. After calling a timeout at 8-7, Martin leading. Emmett got a quick side out, and Martin hasn't been back in the server's box.
There's another point.
Point.
Now it's halftime point, I guess is
I
what
like
call
that.
it.
Serves 8.
Half point, I should say. Emmett scores here. We go into a 3-minute mandatory break, and there's a hand error. Martin Mulkerrins goes in with that serve. I believe if Martin can get into a groove with the serve,
8 serves 14.
you would see more 3 or 4 point runs with him. But I don't think he's comfortable enough, because he does have a huge serve. Wow, and Emmett does it again. That one that you said was a miss hit earlier, where he shanks over with his left, he does it again in the exact same spot, and this time it didn't look like he flubbed it. Makes me believe the first one wasn't a flub either.
The first one he just hit with a little bit more reverse than he was going for. And those shots generally work. You see Martin off his back foot. And that's a nice paddle from Martin there, which we haven't seen yet in this match.
I mean, all of these shots that Martin's hitting are game enders or point enders, but Emmett's able to track them all down.
Well, you know, Martin does play Robbie McCarthy, so I'm sure he's used to this. Robbie McCarthy's one of the great pick artists, as they say in Ireland.
Is that going to be on the manual?
Well, the manual is a coaching manual, not a playing.
Well,
I know that does incorporate some. I agree with you.
Okay, thank you. 8
but it's not, though. It's not on the first edition. Put it that way.
Short ball.
Short.
I don't know why I'm raising my voice, as if I'm trying to get Martin to hear me.
Second serve.
This should be a fly kill for Martin. Goes to the corner. Emmett digs it back out again.
Already etched.
Someone's going to be tired after this ends, which could be right here. Nice little punch fist from Martin. Dave, he has a lot of different shots.
Did that hit Martin?
No.
Okay.
But that hurt Emmett's shoulder, I believe, or his thumb. You can hear the players in here breathing hard.
Timeout. That's your second.
And there's a timeout being called here on the show court. You're watching the WPH Race for 8, Salt Lake City, with a round of 16. It's unfortunate to see it be a round of 16, too, because this is actually a semifinal or a quarterfinal type matchup between Martin Mulkerrins and Emmett Peixoto.
Dave, we've got some of the players now checking out this hardware for the first time. John Bike, who's one of the Super Bowl creators, now hoisting this Super Bowl trophy, preparing himself for 2.5 weeks from now in Seattle, when the Seattle Wax very well could be throwing this trophy up over their collective heads, doused in champagne.
Well, I heard Paul
20
Brady
seconds.
is on the Salt Lake City team, right?
I believe he is, yeah.
Right, so
But Dave, I believe the rest of the top guns from Salt Lake City aren't even competing here. I mean, Alan Garner is a scratch here. Luis Cordova
Vic
scratched all
Perez,
season.
I believe, is going to get
He
some
is
points.
an ace. That's true.
He's going to get some points, and that's Salt
I
Lake
know
City.
you've got Vic Perez already
All
in the
right, time in.
semifinals here, so that's
Score is
big
8
points
serves
Oh, he's
14.
for
playing
his
you.
team.
Martin just misses a crack serve. That's the 6th time Emmett's been able to hit the back wall first
In this rally?
in this match so
Oh,
far.
okay.
Side out.
It seems like about 6 every rally.
14 serves 8.
And Dave, by virtue of Aaron Garner losing this morning to Vic Perez, he's now been eliminated from the race to Seattle. Nadi Alvarado Jr. is confirmed in that 8th spot, Dave. So we now have the field set. There could be,
All right, that's half. 3 minutes, guys.
and that's the first half, Dave. There could be a little bit of variation based on how players do here. We could see a new number 1. We could see a new number 2. We could see some other movement in that top 8, but we do have our top 8 set, Dave, and it's a very, very elite field. I mean, you're talking about probably the best players in the sport right now, all in the same spot at the most elite, prestigious event in this sport.
We'll be talking about Washington at our next break. But it's certainly exciting because as we talk about these trophies right here, Dave.
Yeah.
It's hard to get them into the camera's angle. Yeah, there we go. It's behind the. That's a huge trophy, as you can see on the screen there.
It is big.
I mean, I almost feel like I want to play basketball with it.
Well, I do have OCD, so
look
I
at
don't like that it's that close
Well,
to
that's
the
all
edge.
right.
No,
Okay,
I
well-
just don't like that. I mean,
Well,
what's wrong with it being right here? I don't. Right here, Dave, we have the 2012 Idaho Spuds etched in on the side here.
I saw that.
Yeah, I almost etched in the 2013 Seattle Wax. I do etch early.
Well, we have 2 tournaments to still
Yeah,
do.
but
here.
I mean, I'm etching. There's a strong team there, the Wax. We're already almost in first, and after this event, we're almost assured of being in first.
Okay.
So,
Well, now you see the trophy,
Mhm.
and somebody's going to have a chance to get their name etched onto this. A whole group of players in Seattle. Seattle, Washington, May 3rd and 4th will be the Players' Championship. We have 6 qualifying tournaments where each player will have a chance to gather points, and then we invite the top 8. And they come to Seattle. Paul Brady has actually confirmed that he will be in Seattle, Washington, so we're debuting that. If you want to play, you want to come down and play with some of these pros, also sit courtside or even watch the live broadcast, contact us at Seattle Tickets at racefor8.com. That's RACE 4, the number 4, the word 8.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 1 minute. Stick around here at racefor8.com.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
What's in there? He's
Well,
about
just
to fall
anything
over.
he might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom and some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
You don't have to be perfect
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
to be a perfect parent.
There are 2 people in the world who want you more than anything. They'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you can ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Back in Salt Lake City at
All
the
right,
Sports
Martin
Mall.
serving second half.
Referee staying on these players. We're at 3.5 minutes right here, and he said, I'm going to charge you both with a timeout if you don't get into the court right now. Martin serving first here. Instead of the 5-minute break in between games, there's a
All right.
3-minute
Martin serving 8
break
serves
in between
15.
games. Martin's got that really cool looking punch fist to the ceiling, Dave.
We haven't seen much of that shot today. Amazing get there from Emmett. Not a good shot from Martin as Emmett resets the rally here. And Dave, Martin has stayed amateur here. He's the Bobby Jones of handball, an amazing shot. He said, you know what? I don't want the money. You do whatever you do with it.
9
but I am
serves 15.
staying amateur for life. He said, I'm old school.
Well, I'm glad he said that because I took my name and wrote it in his check name area.
Scores 15, serves 9.
Well, that'll be a fun night at the Tankerverde Ranch then for both our families on Mr. Mulkerrins. For those of you who don't know, Dave, there's horseback riding, there's hiking.
Are they one of the sponsors of this broadcast?
Well, they should be.
Side out.
For those not.
Good idea there, Dave. That's
9 serves 15.
that'll be a Monday meeting at the Tankerverde Ranch with those wonderful people.
Short.
Promoting what
saw
they
it
could
short.
get, Dave, if they advertised here on the
Second serve.
webcast. And
I called it short, Martin. You want to appeal it?
that serve was well good. Well over the line.
You saw it was good, so you disagree. All right, disagree. First serve.
That's a bad break for Martin because I don't know if
9
Emmett could have
serves
returned
15.
that serve.
Well, he didn't.
Yeah. We saw something similar to that, Dave, and there's, I guess, handball justice, but we saw something similar to that, Dave, in Canada
Point.
in 2008. You remember, Dave, Todd
10
Fiesel
serves
served
15.
a serve that was called short. Tyree didn't even try to return it. It was overturned on match point, and they called it a point, even though Tyree didn't go for it.
Second serve.
Just a horrendous call. No coincidence Tyree has never been back to that event. You want Tyree at your event, believe me.
Wow. Martin just inside out at a ball to the left.
Yeah.
Now, in the days when I lived in Northern California and I would play Emmett Peixoto,
Mm-hmm.
I hate to make this reference because he's so much better than I ever could even imagine being. The one time I felt like I could score off him is when I would go for what I felt was the traditional pass down the right and at the last second pop it to the left and just get him off balance just enough because he has such great anticipation. In the middle of my swing, I would actually, instead of going to the right, I would just pull it a little bit further over to the left. And those were the only times I felt like I could really even score against him. And you see Martin right there, just did 2 rallies in a row where he went to a setup
11
to a
serves
one spot on the
15.
court, but went to the other spot on the court.
Well, I think you make a good point, Dave, and I think that's
Short
why
ball.
Dave Chapman,
He
and
saw
I
it
thought that
short.
was good also. But I think that's why Dave Chapman was so
Nice
dominant
peeling
against
again.
Emmett, because Dave Chapman has that lag. He can make you think he's going to the right, and at the last second, just flip it and go to the left and misdirection Emmett. No matter how fast you are, Dave, when you
Okay,
get
they both
wrong-footed,
disagree. First serve.
there's nothing you can really do.
This referee is really messing up these serves,
Well,
Dave.
you know, I'll
They're
tell
both
you-
being overturned. And I don't know if someone could step in and just relieve the referee, because if you're going to miss every short call,
And these are big calls that going against Martin.
I think one more, Dave, and we might want to go into rule number 54-C, which is review ref. 3
Well,
strikes
actually,
and you're out.
I don't want to change the subject, but Chip Morales this
15
morning,
serves
Dave,
11.
went to Rule 39-6B, deferred the serve, and he wanted to serve after halftime. Now, in a regular 21-21-11 match, you can't do that. But here, in a 25-point WPH Pro match, you can say, look, I want to kick off. You know, you're gonna
11
serve
serves
first,
15.
and I'm going to take the serve after halftime. But getting back to your point, Dave, going to Rule 54, I don't have the manual in front of me right now, but it is, I believe, Article B. Not a good shot from Martin. But, you know, a referee just came off of a very difficult
15
loss. He's
serves
frustrated.
11.
He doesn't want to be there. He's just got knocked out of the race season, and now you've got
Screen
him
ball.
up there refereeing.
It's right by your body.
Terrible call.
He couldn't see it at all. So it doesn't matter.
Emmett knows.
See it off the front or off the back. He can't see anything. All right, one screen.
Just a terrible call there. One of the worst. Sean Lenning actually left the stands. He doesn't want to watch anymore, Dave. He said it just now walking by, if that's the way this is going to be refereed, I have no interest in this match. Dave, I will have to get confirmation on that
11
logo
serves
on Emmett's
15.
shirt. Is that a WPH shirt?
Couldn't tell.
Yeah. We will have, Dave, part of our team,
12
we
serves
actually have an
15.
employee just to check for
Point.
the dress code. Fly that employee all the way here just to monitor the dress code
13
here on the
serves
court
15.
during webcast matches.
Quietly, Martin is starting to pull closer to Emmett here. He certainly would have had a few more points, I believe, on those serves that were all overturned.
Here's a big setup. And he puts enough reverse on that. Emmett was looking to go into the back wall there, but the ball just straightened out enough, Dave.
And there's a timeout. I believe this is also a great time for
All right, it's your final
our
one.
lead referee to go have a talk with our referee and ask him if he wants to continue this match. As the reffing is not very good right now here, and we are looking at possibly replacing that referee.
Yes, please. No. You want to find someone else? Go ahead, man.
You see,
It's just hard to see because they're in my way. Okay. Okay.
we will be looking for a new ref to replace this one, I believe. We'll get word from our lead referee, David Fink, who's also wearing a number of other hats here. But
I'm ready if you want to find someone else.
Dave, what was said there with the referee?
Well, you know, I tried to neutralize the situation, didn't want to go in aggressively. I asked him simply, do you want to keep refereeing? He said yes. I said, well, it doesn't seem like you really want to ref. He said, well, I do.
All right,
I
time
said,
in.
well, you know, maybe you
Score
should
is
stand up.
14
He's
serves
sitting
15.
down. I think that's causing a lot of problems. The referee, in my opinion, Dave,
Short
should
ball.
always be standing up. And I know you know as a ref, very hard to see
Second
the
serve.
shorts and the screens when you're sitting down. I thought the score was 14, Dave. I might be wrong.
Martin might get this.
That
And
was
he
a nice call from our ref, letting that play continue there. A lot of refs would have stopped play there when Martin
Score is
punched that and
15
came up.
serves 14.
Well, he came up, but he was off to the right of it. You can come up after you dive,
Short
but you
ball.
can't come up when you're in.
Well, no, I'm not saying it was an avoidable. I'm just
Okay.
saying some refs might have called congestion there and taken away the shot from Emmett, who had the open court.
Second serve.
And Dave, Emmett has called his final timeout. That's an amazing shot. But Emmett is out of timeouts now, Dave. I mean, the referee did not ask to check Emmett's gloves, although they look like they're fresh gloves on his hands.
14
So
serves 15.
there's a good chance Emmett won't be able to stop the play here again.
Well, he can still tie his shoes and change his socks.
Good shot there from Emmett. Open stance, right corner kill. And, you know, that's a situation when the ball comes at you so hard, you don't have a chance to square your stance.
15 serves 14.
And that'll have a reverse on it.
See what Martin does here.
You know, Dave, TBF played, and that's a great shot. TBF played
Side
the
out.
buzzsaw just about a month ago in a big Irish event, Dave. I believe it was the John Gaffney Memorial. He led Robbie McCarthy 18-15 in the first game. So you know, Dave, if you're playing against a guy that's won the U.S. Open, beat all these players, if you can hang with
14
him
serves 15.
and take that kind of lead deep into a game, it has to give you a lot of confidence, even though he didn't end up winning that match.
That's the best serve that we've
Point.
seen of this tournament. I agree with you, though. We're all together at 15.
I know, Dave, you know,
15
coming
serves
up,
15.
even playing against a top guy and coming close gives you a lot of confidence. Oh, an amazing shot there from Martin, Dave, and that was the only shot he had.
An
Point.
underhand paddle, left corner kill from Martin back in, now leading 16-15.
16 serves 15.
I actually don't call that a paddle, Dave, because I think he flicked his wrist there at the last second. That's a great shot from Emmett. He takes the revolving door around the right side wall with his left hand. You see very few players doing that.
15 serve 16.
Well, as soon as he turns around to take that with his left, you better start just running to the front wall, usually toward a corner.
Ball.
Well, Dave, I actually have this written down. I expected this match to be
Second
tied
serve.
at 17 or 18, and then Emmett to sort of separate himself from there. But it's Martin who's come way back, and Emmett with some impatience there, believe it or not.
16 serves 15.
Oh my gosh, an amazing serve, and that time it is called good. Thankfully for Martin, our referee is standing up.
15.
Do you have the matches yet for the 9 through 12 or the
How could I?
playoffs?
There's only been one match completed.
Okay. Yeah. Thought maybe you might have want to say who the possibility of the loser of this round would be in that.
Well, Dave, the loser of this match will play the loser of the Andy Net Shorty Ruiz match.
18 serves 15. Short ball.
Dave, Martin has outscored Emmett now 10-1 in the last 11 points.
Second serve.
I will ask the truck, Dave, for confirmation. It might be 10-0. I'm going to say it's 10-1 at the very minimum. And Martin hits the ground there. Emmett hits himself with the ball.
Emmett, did that hit you? I thought I saw it hit you, man. I thought I saw it hit you, man. It took a different bounce when it was coming back.
I thought it hit Emmett as well.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
all saw that.
Yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
It definitely hit him.
If we can take a look at that replay again, I think we have time.
Martin's saying let's replay it, but I thought
I
it
saw it hit you.
I saw it hit Emmett as well.
You want to appeal it to these guys or what?
Oh, yeah, it hit his foot or something.
Vic, did you see it hit? I thought I saw it hit his shorts, man. It took a weird bounce. You thought I hit him? I know it was a screen ball, but it hit him, man. It took a weird bounce.
It hit him.
Yeah. Calling that a point.
I don't know now, Dave.
Well,
if that hit him.
The ball
Well,
made-
I think Emmett hit with a weird overhand sort of topspin shot, and it just hit the floor and checked up.
19 serves 15. Short ball. Second serve. Screen ball. Screen ball. Screen. Screen. Replay. 19 serves 15.
Emmett plays it safe on that shot, Dave. And he pays the price for it as Martin pins him in the back corner. Now a setup for Martin.
Well, not really a setup.
Look at Martin just with perfect technique. That looked like Duxie Walsh.
Point.
Now, Dave, on that previous play where Emmett may have or may not have been hit, Emmett didn't feel it. Referee's making a real subjective call.
Yeah.
You say that cannot
20
be
serves
appealed by the
15.
line judges?
No, I think that can be appealed. That's like a screen.
They appealed it, and the line judges also agreed with the referee that they saw something. But that's such a tough one to call if the player doesn't feel it.
Good shot there from Emmett. Not a flat roll, but the right shot at the right time and just out of Martin's reach. But Dave, Emmett will now need to outscore Martin
15 serves
10-3
20.
to come back and win this match without going to overtime. And remember, he's been outscored 12-1. So that would be a dramatic turnaround. That's a good start there from Emmett as he goes for the kill with his right hand off the back wall. We saw him play it safe and scoop a two-wall shot when he had that set up in the last rally.
16 serves 20, dude.
Did you say dude?
Yes, he did.
Referee said 16 serves 20, dude?
That's what he said.
Okay.
And Dave, I hate to do the job of that's a perfect shot from Emmett. It's into the back wall.
This is that aggressive Emmett that we saw in Seattle a few years back. And then Martin dips it in, and the crowd
Point.
here gives their oohs and ahs.
Well, you know, Dave, I hate to step on our dress code chair's toes, but Emmett is not wearing approved clothing right now, Dave. Could hurt him in the pocketbook just a little bit.
But he is wearing the sponsor's shirt, and his sponsor is the Olympic Club out of San Francisco.
So the USTA is his sponsor, the United States Tennis Association is his sponsor?
Well, there is the Olympic Club emblem on the front of that shirt.
So they share an emblem then?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I was originally going to call a screen, but then
And Dave, I believe Kevin Price, who's sitting there in the middle of our screen, won the special lucky loser Article 37-B 7
It's 7A.
competition.
It's
7A.
Yeah.
And he played Charlie Shanks this morning, Dave.
And he got 11 points.
Wow.
He got as many points off of Shanks as Chip Morales did off you.
And do we have the scores of the Sean Lennon-Carlos Chavez match?
Don't have that yet,
Okay.
although
all right, time in.
I will get that result for you because
Okay.
we're pretty quick on that.
Yeah.
Score is 17, serves 20.
This one is not over with. Emmett's a fighter here at the end. Lenning got past Carlos Chavez today, 25-22. Maybe you didn't hear me, Dave.
I'm just in disbelief. That's the same Carlos Chavez who...
Point.
Martin.
And Dave,
hits-
you have to think the winner of this match has a great opportunity against Sean if
18 serves 20.
Sean's not at the top of his game.
Well, this is a typical first round for Sean. Now he's icing his shoulder, and he'll play better in the next round. That's how he does it. Nice shot right there from Emmett, who's just now a different man after a little bit of that chaos with the referee, now 19-20. We've seen two terrible, what I would not necessarily call hand errors, but they were missed kill shots from Martin, and then some good strong play from Emmett.
Side out.
That's a shot that Emmett has missed quite a bit, Dave, in the last few years. I think he just
20
short arms
serves
it just
19.
a little bit.
Well, he's
Doesn't
trying to
get the
control
full-
it. He's trying to control it, and that's what happens.
I think he worries about hurting his shoulder with that shot. Here's a setup for Martin, a great serve. Smart paddle there from Emmett.
Emmett's paddle shots are so effective. Always hits two walls.
That's trouble.
That's trouble.
Here's a big revolving door.
Wow.
Amazing shot. And you see some emotion there from the amateur,
Point.
Dave, the highly touted Mulkerrins, the two-time
21
USHA
serves 19.
National Collegiate Singles Champion.
Short. Second serve.
Remember, Dave, it's win by 2. Emmett went to overtime in the last event, played one of the most thrilling matches we've ever seen. Martin nearly misses that.
That's a big setup here for Martin. Goes back down
Oh
low
my
and hits it.
gosh.
That's a mouse.
Oh my goodness.
That was an amazing shot right there from Martin Mulkerrins, now serving
22 serves 19.
at 22-19 against Emmett Peixoto. This will be certainly Martin's biggest win ever. If he gets it another crack serve, now
A
at 23-19.
flat rollout, Dave, and a crack out ace serve. And Emmett has
23
no
serves
timeouts
19.
remaining.
And he'd take one if he had one.
Oh, yeah.
He almost lost a previous one for being late into the court. But so did Martin.
Okay.
Second serve.
You missed that, Dave, but
Yeah.
the referee was warning them.
Not a
that's
good second serve,
That's not a good second serve.
but a setup.
Little congestion, no call. Big setup here for Martin, and then he got fooled.
And that's
Side
nerves
out.
there for Martin as his feet got a little bit heavy there. And we have a broken ball. And maybe that's why, Dave, it wasn't the nerves, it was the ball
And
being
Martin serving.
broken.
And Martin serving. That was a terrible break for Emmett. But then you're right. We watch these guys warm up this ball here.
Yeah, we do. All right, we're going to replay that.
And Dave, I love this race for 8 ball more than anyone, but I found that it takes 2 or 3 minutes to warm the ball up before it really gets lively. And we'll be bringing in a ball, and I don't know if they warmed up with this ball or not, but I think it'll actually favor Emmett for the first couple of rallies if this ball isn't as lively.
Serves 19.
I feel like we'll see a short serve here by 2 feet.
It wasn't.
Okay. And Emmett gets the crack.
Now watch what this ball does. It should be a party ball at the back wall. Emmett had to take it high.
I think Emmett makes the smart shot there.
This ball is very lively, and this is going to be a setup for Martin. See what he does here.
Overhits.
Martin should get it, but he doesn't. It double bounces, and there's a side out.
I'll tell you, Dave, that's the new ball that just checked up on that first bounce.
Now Emmett's going to go power serve here. This might be a smart move, especially when a kid might be a little nervous with closing this one out.
Not a good return for Martin.
And he gets it. Emmett thought it was 2 bounces.
You know, Emmett really let Martin off the hook there with a terrible return. Emmett hits a bad serve. Martin hits a worse return, and then
23 serves 19.
Martin just gets his fingertips on that shot.
Oh, and he
Short
almost
ball.
had another crack there.
You feel so vulnerable as a returner, Dave, when you're down almost out of the match, and the guy hits a crack. It comes up 2-3 inches short.
Martin Mulkerrins is on a 15-4 run right now, and he almost like he looked the wrong way.
That's a 39.5-foot kill from Emmett, down 23 to 19.
23.
That's a screen ball and a short.
No, that's a good call.
Every time you serve it by your body.
I agree with our referee right there, Dave.
It was a screen and a short.
Yeah, you can't just serve the ball 1 inch behind yourself and not expect it to be called.
That should be side out. Because the previous ball that was screened that nobody saw, 2 inches short, if that.
Yeah. And how does Martin miss that, Dave? Is that just nerves there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now he had all the momentum. I believe Emmett's not going to go away here. You might see it. This one going overtime. Emmett.
You have 1 timeout left, Martin. All right, it's your final timeout.
Might want to start calling him Marty Ice, because that's what he's going to do here is try to ice Emmett Peixoto. Now you're going to see Emmett come out and jar with the referee a little bit here. Listen to this.
You haven't served that this match. That's definitely always a screen. That's definitely, it's always a screen if it's right by yourself. You're like standing right on the left wall. I have to call that, man.
I don't know if we are able to go back to the replay of that screen. Well, I know we're able to do it since we have the timeout here. But if we can cue that up, you can also see that that ball is short. And Martin could have called, could have called a short ball there, but he couldn't see it. I mean, he was screened.
Well, Emmett wouldn't have served a power serve second serve. Had he known it was a second serve, he wouldn't have double faulted there.
You see the referee still sitting
not
down.
it.
No, that was the first one. It was the play before that.
Yeah.
The one right before it, right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Watch, Dave. I believe this ball is short.
All right, time in. Score is 20, serves 23.
Definitely a screen and short.
Oh, my gosh, it was really short.
Very short. Martin has been shooting that ball throughout this match. That time he wraps it around. Big setup.
There should be a put away here. Man, Emmett's just right on everything. That was a put away, though.
Yeah. But Emmett had his fingertip on it.
It's just unbelievable. I've seen Emmett get those balls back.
That's a huge swing right there, Dave. Martin coming in after the timeout with a side out. Goes behind himself, a huge natural.
Replay.
Martin takes that revolving door, backs into the shot just a little bit.
I don't think
23
so.
serves 20.
That came way out from a huge natural. I don't think he expected it that far out. Nice serve. Emmett paddles it, though. Nice return.
Ooh, and Martin takes that extra step
Side
back
out.
and skips it in. That was gutsy, though. He took that one little extra step to let the ball drop. He went for the kill shot.
23.
He would be serving for this match. That's a
Short.
short ball.
I thought he made it when he hit it, Dave.
I did too. I mean, we were
Second
obstructed,
serve.
but you can tell by his body language.
And a terrible miss hit there from Emmett. It's a tough back wall, Dave, particularly when the ball comes hard from the ceiling off the back wall. For
23
some reason,
serves
it's
20.
difficult to play that shot off this back wall. Amazing ace there from Martin, and you hear
Point.
a big fist pump, Dave, from Martin there.
24 possible match point, serves 20.
He went for it again. Almost got the crack, Dave, and he'll play that revolving door. Emmett hits the Abe Montijo.
There it is. Martin Mulkerrins advances, defeats Emmett Peixoto in the round of 16.
Are you serious? Dave, Emmett Peixoto 1 point away from beating our #1 ranked player at the last event. He goes out to an unheralded amateur who's quickly become heralded, Dave. This guy is the real deal, absolutely unbelievable. He just made the shots, Dave, when he had to. Emmett Peixoto played a pretty good match, Dave, but Martin was just too strong here today.
Well, Martin got the hardest draw he can possibly get when he did the blind draw last night, David, and I know that he was not happy necessarily to get that draw, but guess what? He went right through him. What does that mean for the next rounds for him as we look forward?
Well, he'll be
in
playing
this
Sean
bracket?
Lenning, Dave, and you know, Sean Lenning is absolutely unbelievable, Dave. We've seen him tournament in and out, whether he's playing or not, is just so skilled and so talented. I'm really looking forward to that match, Dave, because it's a complete contrast in styles. You've got Sean Lenning, a prodigy, Martin Mulkerrins, who's a prodigy right now. It's just going to be interesting, Dave, and we've seen Sean Lenning really struggle with the Irish players, Dave. We saw him lose to Michael Finnegan in Ireland. We've seen him nearly lose to Michael Gregan. We've seen him lose to Robbie McCarthy. We lose to Paul Brady. That's, of course, most people do that, Dave. But for some reason, he seems to struggle with the Irish style. We talked about this yesterday, Dave, actually coming back from the airport. And Dave, talk about that a little bit. What you think gives Sean so much trouble against the Irish players?
This is just difficult. I think it's because Sean Lenning, Dave, is a player who can play very aggressive, but the Irish are always fighting. They fight for every single shot. They don't let up on a few plays. When you start letting up, you give a guy like Sean Lenning time to breathe, and then he is so much stronger when he's relaxed and has time to recuperate or regenerate some of the some of the losses of his muscles. So these Irish players, they just keep putting pressure on. Corner kills, driving, pass shots. They're in great shape, and they come out here, and when they match up against Sean Lenning, it's always a battle. Expect the same type of score you saw right here. Either way, Martin's going to be near the 20-point mark. If not, win the match against Sean Lenning. I know it's really early, and we're just a little bit caught into the emotion here. But if he doesn't win tomorrow, he will certainly, I think, get around 20 points.
Well, Dave, we just saw a really great moment here outside of our booth. It was Charlie Shanks, who I know Martin really looks up to. I mean, and why wouldn't he? Charlie Shanks is one of the great role models and great players in this sport. And Charlie Shanks came over and gave Martin a big hug, and you could just see how much that meant to Martin. I know Martin's family watching at home. Amazing win for Martin. Has to be so proud of himself. I'm proud of him, Dave. I mean, he played an unbelievable match against a top-level player, one of the best, and came away with a huge win.
Well, let's take a look at this broadcast schedule. We have another match coming up next, which starts in, believe it or not, 2 minutes, Dave. I mean, that's how much court time Emmett and Martin Mulkerrins just received here. I believe our 12 o'clock match is the Abraham Montijo Anthony Celesto match, Dave, as I know you're looking at your scorecard there.
Yeah, you're correct, David. It'll be Anthony Celesto and Honest Abe.
I was hoping to get Martin Mulkerrins in an interview here.
I believe we will, Dave.
Okay, hopefully we can wave him in over here, Dave, as we go back to the court as these guys are warming up. Let's get Martin into this broadcast booth for this match, and also have him change his shirt. You have to change your shirt out of green, though. The green's not going to work. Can you do that quick? We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll let these guys warm up, and then we'll start early for this next match, and we'll have Martin Mulkerrins in the booth with us. You stay around here at racefor8.com.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.